Anatomy of spleen. This diagram shows the visceral relations of spleen. For the location of spleen is mainly in the left hypochondrium and partly in the epigastrium. The spleen is a wedge-shaped organ which is wedged in between the fundus of stomach and the diaphragm. Dimensions of spleen are: it is 1 inch thick, 3 inches broad, 5 inches long, 7 ounces in weight, and it is related to 9th to 11th ribs. Normally, the spleen is not palpable. The spleen is palpable only in case of splenomegaly. The axis of spleen is 45 degrees, which means the spleen lies obliquely along the long axis of 10th rib. It is directed little laterally, which makes an angle of 45 degrees with the horizontal plane. This is the axis of spleen. External features of spleen. The spleen has two ends, anterior end and posterior end. Three borders: superior border, inferior border and intermediate border. Two surfaces: diaphragmatic surface and visceral surface. Then two angles: anterobasal angle and posterobasal angle, and it also has hilum. So first there are two ends, anterior end and posterior end. The anterior end is expanded and this anterior end reaches the metaxillary line. The posterior end rests on the upper pole of the left kidney. The anterior end is also called as lateral end. Posterior end is also called as the medial end. Then there are three borders: superior border, inferior border and intermediate border. The superior border of spleen is notched near the anterior end, and there are two surfaces: diaphragmatic surface and visceral surface. Diaphragmatic surface is convex and visceral surface is concave. Diaphragmatic is convex and visceral surface is concave. There are two angles: anterobasal angle and posterobasal angle. Anterobasal angle is the junction of superior border with anterior end. Posterobasal angle is the junction of inferior border with anterior end. Superior border with anterior end junction is anterobasal angle, and inferior border with anterior end junction is posterobasal angle. The anterobasal angle is the clinical angle of spleen, because when the spleen is enlarged, the anterobasal angle is felt first. So the anterobasal angle is also called as the clinical angle of spleen. It is the most forward projecting part of spleen. Then hilum of spleen lies between the superior border and intermediate border, and the hilum is pierced by splenic vessels. Relations of spleen. First, peritoneal relations. So first, peritoneal relations of spleen. The spleen is surrounded by peritoneum, which is suspended by three ligaments: gastrosplenic ligament, lienorenal ligament and phrenicocholic ligament. The gastrosplenic ligament extends from the hilum of spleen to greater curvature of the stomach. The gastrosplenic ligament contains the short gastric vessels and associated lymphatics and sympathetic nerves. Lienorenal ligament extends from spleen to left kidney, anterior border of the left kidney, and this lienorenal ligament contains tail of pancreas, splenic vessels, pancreaticosplenic lymph nodes and sympathetic nerves. Phrenicocholic ligament is not attached to spleen. Only gastrosplenic ligament and lienorenal ligament are attached to the spleen. Phrenicocholic ligament is not attached to the spleen. The phrenicocholic ligament just supports the anterior end of spleen. It is not attached to spleen. It is also called as sustentaculum lenis. Next, visceral relations of spleen. Visceral surface of spleen is related to fundus of the stomach, then anterior surface of left kidney, tail of pancreas, splenic flexure of colon. The visceral surface of the spleen has Four impressions: gastric impression, this is the gastric impression, then renal impression, colic impression, and pancreatic impression. The gastric impression, this is the gastric impression. The gastric impression lies between the superior border and intermediate border. The gastric impression is for the fundus of stomach. Renal impression is for the left kidney. It lies between the inferior border and intermediate border. Then colic impression is for the splenic flexure of colon. This is the colic impression, it is for the splenic flexure of colon. The colic impression occupies triangular area near the anterior end of the spleen. The lower part of the colic impression is related to the phrenico-colic ligament, and the pancreatic impression, this is the pancreatic impression. This pancreatic impression is for the tail of the pancreas. It lies between the hilum and colic impression. This is the hilum, this is the colic impression. In between these two is the pancreatic impression, which is for the tail of pancreas. The hilum is on the inframedial part of gastric impression. This is the gastric impression. On its inframedial part is the hilum. The hilum of spleen transmits splenic vessels and nerves, then gastrosplenic ligament and lienorenal ligament. So the hilum transmits splenic vessels, splenic nerve, gastrosplenic ligament and lienorenal ligament. So among these four impressions, gastric, renal, colic and pancreatic, among these four, gastric impression is the largest and it is the most concave impression on the spleen. It is the largest impression. Next, diaphragmatic surface of the spleen is related to the diaphragm. So this diaphragmatic surface separates spleen from costodiaphragmatic recess of pleura, lungs, 9th, 10th and 11th ribs of left side. Arterial supply of spleen. Spleen is supplied by splenic artery. It is the largest branch of celiac trunk. And this splenic artery divides into 5 to 7 short gastric branches, and it also divides to left gastroepiploic artery, and it gives numerous branches to pancreas. These are the branches of splenic artery. The venous drainage of spleen is by splenic vein. The splenic vein is formed at the hilum of the spleen. The splenic vein drains to superior mesenteric vein, which finally drains to portal vein. Lymphatic drainage of spleen. There are no proper lymphatics for spleen. Only a few lymphatics drain to pancreatico-splenic lymph nodes. Nerve supply of spleen. The sympathetic nerve supply of spleen are derived from the celiac plexus. Then functions of spleen. There are four main functions of spleen: storage of red blood cells, hemopoiesis in fetal life. In fetal life, spleen is the hematopoietic organ where the blood cells are formed. Then immune response and phagocytosis. Since spleen is an important component of the reticuloendothelial system, so it also helps in phagocytosis. Clinical anatomy of spleen. Splenic infarction. The splenic artery gives rise to small branches, 5 to 7 branches. So they are all end arteries. The branches of splenic arteries are end arteries, and the obstruction of those end arteries results in splenic infarction. And in case of splenic infarction, there will be referred pain in the tip of left shoulder, which is called as Kehr's sign, KEHR, Kehr's sign. And the pain of spleen is poorly localized. It is referred to the epigastrium. Then the next applied anatomy is splenomegaly, which means enlargement of spleen. So if spleen is enlarged, it projects towards the right iliac fossa in the direction of axis of 10th rib. Splenectomy is the surgical removal of spleen. So while splenectomy, the tail of pancreas should not be damaged because the tail of pancreas extends up to the hilum of spleen. So during splenectomy, tail of pancreas should be preserved. Splenic puncture, which is done in the left 9th or 10th intercostal space in the mid-axillary line using lumbar puncture needle. So when the spleen is enlarged, the spleen can be punctured through the mid-axillary line, and the palpation of spleen. Normally, the spleen is not palpable. Only in cases of splenomegaly, only if the spleen is enlarged, it can be palpable. It is palpable only in cases of splenomegaly under the left costal margin during inspiration. So the patient is asked to turn to his right side, and the spleen becomes palpable only after it enlarges to twice its normal size.